I'd like to welcome everyone to Florida Atlantic University. My name is Pat Chun. I'm the Director of Athletics here. To my left is our President, Dr. John Kelly. To his left is our head women's basketball coach, Kelly Lewis J. To my right is our head football coach, Charlie Partridge. How this will operate today is we'll have Dr. Kelly has a very special announcement, so he'll start off with that, and then myself, Kelly, and Charlie will follow up with supporting comments. So with that being said, Dr. John Kelly, our president of FAU.
We're thrilled today to be able to announce the largest gift in the history of Florida Atlantic University. It's a gift from the Schmidt Family Foundation of $16 million. It will be the lead gift in a large campaign to build an athletic and academic complex designed to be rivaled by none in the country. We're very excited about the athletic program here and the coaches that we have at this university. We believe we have coaches with the highest of academic interest in their students. Every time I've heard them speak to a recruit, they have spoken about academics first. We intend to lead the country in the way the academic enterprise and the athletic enterprise work together. We intend to give student athletes the best opportunity for success in life beyond the playing field. We intend to move to the national stage with an unbridled ambition to be the best among the best. We also intend to play in the top 25. We're excited about the future at Florida Atlantic University. I'm very proud to be here as president, and particularly proud of the athletic enterprise and the academic component of this university coming together today.
So on behalf of athletics, we too would like to thank the Schmidt Family Foundation for their generosity. Just so everyone's on the same page, the complex, the Schmidt Family Complex for Academic and Athletic Excellence will include an Academic Success Center, Strength and Conditioning and Wellness Center, Sports Medicine Center, a Football Center, which will include meeting rooms, offices, and a locker room, an indoor practice facility, administration offices, and a History and Tradition Hall, which will celebrate the great history of FAU. To give you a little bit of timeline, once President Kelly got here, it was obvious how committed he was to athletics and our student athletes. We all believe this university is on an incredible trajectory. We exist to complement the academic mission of this institution, and we understand that one way we do contribute is enhancing the overall brand of the institution. After some brief dialogue with Dr. Kelly, he charged me with creating a feasibility study. So we hired HKS Architects out of Dallas, Texas, and they really took a look at the stadium. Dr. Kelly was adamant about bringing the home of FAU athletics to this footprint of campus. We believe this complex will cost between $45 and $50 million. The gift from the Schmidt Family Foundation is a lead gift. The entire project will be funded through philanthropy, through the private sector. When it's all said and done, it'll be 185 square feet of new space, and obviously we're going to work aggressively as possible to finish 185,000 square feet of new space, and we're going to work aggressively as possible to finish fundraising this complex. Make no mistake, this complex impacts all 21 sports, 500 student athletes. We believe academic excellence and achievement are the hallmark of extraordinary athletic programs. Upon completion, we believe the facility package in and around this football stadium, the Schmidt Family Complex, will be second to none in the state of Florida, and obviously compete on a national stage, specifically on what we can do for our student athletes, how we develop them. Obviously, it's a great recruiting tool for us, but we believe in the next chapter of FAU athletics, this is a great differentiator for us. I'll pass it on to Kelly Lewis J.
Okay. First and foremost, I'd like to thank the Schmidt Family Foundation for their gift. It's an extremely generous gift for this university and for our athletic department. I'd also like to thank President Kelly for his vision, his leadership since day one when he has gotten here. We have gone in the direction that we've wanted to go. Academics is at the forefront of every college institution. With this donation from the Schmidt Family Foundation, we will be at the top of what we are hoping to achieve academically. As a coach, my number one goal is for our student athletes to walk away from Florida Atlantic University with a great degree. While we're out competing on a national level, this facility will help our student athletes get the support that they need in order to compete nationally around the country. So that is huge for us. The other thing that this facility will have is a sports medicine training room. It will also have a new weight room. Those facilities help impact the growth of our student athletes in every sport here, and that is tremendous for what we are hoping to achieve. Again, I would really like to thank the Schmidt family. We're on our way to bettering and enhancing the student athlete experience here at Florida Atlantic University because of their gift. So thank you very much.
I want to thank all of you for being here. And I want to echo our gratitude also to the Schmidt Family Foundation, Dr. Kelly, Pat Chun, everyone involved in putting us in really a pretty amazing position as we move forward as a university and as a community. This is a special moment, and think back to 11 months ago when Pat and I first met, our conversation at that time in terms of building a football program and how we can help this university and this community is through a developmental program. And what you see in the design of this facility is something that's designed for all 21 sports, like Pat said, with development in mind and full rounded development, from the academic support to the medical support to enhancing their athletic development, putting you in position where you can practice regardless of weather. Those things really validate what our movement going forward is, and that's to create a program with development in mind, to put us in position to compete on a national scale. Again, can't express our gratitude enough to where this now puts us. And when you're in position where you're working to attract some of the best student athletes around the country, like I said, this validates where we can go moving forward. 185,000 square feet of development space is essentially what you're looking at. Space that the entire university will have access to, space that the entire university can be proud of, and that shows the vision of Dr. Kelly and where the development of our athletic department and the cohesion between our athletic department and academic departments on campus, that cohesion, the things that are going to happen in this building together will help enhance not just, and this is a big part of the gift, not just Florida Atlantic, but the entire Boca Raton community at large. And as we started to go down the path of this project, those are the things that led us to have a chance to be at this point. And the future is very exciting. And like I said, this gives us a chance to compete on a national scale as we move forward.
Open up for questions.
Where's it going to go?
The first floor of the parking structure just to the west of us can be developed. So a portion of the first floor of the parking garage will be where the Academic Success Center will be housed, and then it'll start to build out going north west of the stadium. But it'll be all within the footprint in which we sit today, just a couple, I guess, half a football field away from here.
What is your anticipated start and completion dates?
Well, if you ask Dr. Kelly, it's yesterday, but we're working feverishly. We feel great about where we're at. I mean, a lot of this is contingent on us being able to fundraise the entire amount, but we've been working at this for quite some time, and we feel really good about who we've been talking to. So we're hopeful over the course of the next few weeks or months we have some follow-up announcements, and it'll be pretty obvious at that point when we'll be able to put a shovel in the ground. But like I said, we're going to work as aggressively as possible to get to groundbreaking.
How much in the way of pledges do you think you need before you can start? You said 45 to 50 million. Do you have anything else right now? Not to diminish the gift, of course, but besides the 16 million.
Well, we have several asks out, but we will begin immediately with the first 16 million. So we'll go ahead and hire architects and begin the full planning of the project right now.
And that will be the academic center?
Yes.
Do I assume?
Yes.
Okay. And do you know when that's going to start?
We are right now in the process of asking for bids from architects that are familiar with these kind of sports complexes. As soon as we receive their request, we'll then make a decision of which firm would be chosen to develop it.
Did you approach the Schmidt Foundation after you got here with this in mind, or did the Schmidt Foundation approach the university with this in mind after you got here?
I approached them.
Okay, can you tell us when?
Let's see. I would guess the beginning of that discussion was probably in March. I got here March 1st, either March, late March, or early April.
And why this as a first, if you will, milestone, I guess, in your presidency? Why start with this and not something more traditionally academic?
I've watched a university for the past 14 years take advantage of what a national stage for athletic and academic success can do by being at Clemson University. That university now attracts students from all over the country who never visited the university before. We intend to become a great national university, both athletically and academically. And academics it's a slower move to the top. With athletics, you're out there in front of people every day on television, reaching kids you could never reach. And so a large part of this is also building a tradition here at Florida Atlantic of winning and attracting the best and brightest kids from around the country to this university.
Can you give us a timeline? The first $16 million is going to go to the academic center. Is there, like, you checking off pieces as you go along? Like, where does the football facility fit in $40 million gift?
Pat, you want to?
Well, the goal right now is to fund the whole thing. So we're going through our process right now, and the good thing with the normal process is putting the bids out, selecting an architect, selecting a construction firm buys us some time. But like I said, we've been in heavy dialogue with several families, local people regarding this project and this concept. But like I said, we felt we were in a position today that obviously to celebrate this good news and make a statement nationally that FAU is committed to developing a full holistic athletic program with this announcement. But like I said, we're going to aggressively fund this. We're going to aggressively fundraise this project, and we feel really good about the direction we're headed. But it's hard to assess a timetable on everything because we're just waiting on a few answers.
Do you know what you want the indoor football facility, what that to look like? Is it like a bubble like what the Dolphins have?
We would prefer, we would prefer a full indoor football facility, 100-yard football field. The goal is, being from up north, I could make the argument after being down here for 2 years now, from August through November, a Florida football team, a college football team would use an indoor football facility more than a Big Ten school, simply because of the daily rainfall and lightning delays that you receive. Now, bowl season is a whole different story, but I don't think anything would be more useful for our football team during those months, but then really all 21 sports during the hot summer months when we're training and developing all of our programs. I mean, that changes how we look in May, June, or July, because I promise you, once that building's up, it's going to be programmed 24/7. The other challenge Dr. Kelly gave us was, we wanted to have an integrated, like Charlie referred to, we're going to be integrated with campus. The new model of a Division I athletic program is integration on campus, and we are going to, exercise science is going to be a big part of this. The College of Business, Nursing, heck, School of Architecture is going to be a part of this too as we go through design. So that indoor facility is an important piece, but the necessity of it, I can sit here and tell you, for a college football team in this part of the country, it's a necessity throughout the college football season.
I might add, too, that the university has an exceptional academic program. Our highest ranked program is sports management. We're number 4 in the United States and number 6 in the world in the sports management program that Jim Reardon leads. Jim and his team will be a part of this complex as well. So not only will our students who are in that program have an opportunity to be at a university that's on that ascension ladder, they will also be a part of the daily operations.
John, I don't know if you can answer this, but what do you think convinced the Schmidt family to take this in?
The Schmidt family has always invested in this university on things that they believed would bring an excellent university to Boca Raton. Their name is on the College of Medicine. Their name is on the College of Science. Their name is on the College of Arts and Letters. Their name is on many scholarships around this campus. That family, above all, has been one that wanted this university to be a highly successful university in Boca Raton. My desire now is to move the university beyond a regional or state university to a national stage, and the academic side of that is important, as well as the athletic side.
You want to do that, but your figures show that you actually went down in dorm population for this student year, I believe. how much work is it going to take, if you will, to market FAU as a national university, which obviously this
Right.
gift and this complex is part of a
Right.
marketing campaign? How will you do that?
Well, of course, when you have students that come from within 40 or 50 miles of your campus, there's a tendency for them to live at home. When you have students that come from other areas of Florida much further away or other states, there's a much more likelihood that they're going to live on campus or in close proximity to campus. And so part of it's to build a culture here on the campus where there's complete weekend engagement, there's night engagement. The students are participating in more clubs because they're more a part of the main campus. So we've evolved from a commuter school, a 2-year program in the 1980s, to where it's a 4-year program, the graduate program. Now the next evolution is really a residential campus setting. So campus setting would mean that students are actually living on campus and they're living within a proximity of campus, about a quarter to a half a mile of campus. So we're working with private developers now to build housing actually on the perimeter of campus for the purpose of not increasing the size of the student body, but increasing the quality of the student body and the diversity of the student body geographically.
Coach, how does this kind of mesh with your vision for what you wanted for the job?
Without a doubt. Like I said, when me and Pat, we talked about where we can go with this program, obviously recruiting the state of Florida and some positions nationally, to be able to do that, you have to prove to moms, dads, siblings, caretakers that you're going to be able to help this young man reach his full potential and help develop them. And when you start to integrate the entire campus and have the access to a facility that's world-class, you've proven that you've put yourself in position to develop that young man to be the best he can be off the field first and then also on the field. It's a game changer. It's something that puts you in a position to recruit a different level of kid, a national level kid, which we've already been put in that position because of the people know the direction this program is going, but this validates everything that we've been talking to our recruits about since I was hired December 17th.
For Pat and for John, I know you're trying to figure out the logistics of it. What would be the best case scenario as to when the academic zone would be built and when the entire complex would be fully operational?
You want my schedule or Pat's?
His is the one that counts.
I want us to move very rapidly. I want us to get an architect hired, get a plan done, and get going on construction. We owe it to our student athletes to have this kind of a success center here. If we expect them to excel in the classroom, they deserve to have the best kind of support system, just like other universities would offer them. What we'd like to do is exceed what other universities are offering to ensure academic success. When I hear the basketball coaches and the football coaches talk to the athletes, they explain what the opportunity is beyond college. A pro career, Charlie, if I've got your numbers right, there's about 2% of the kids that'll ever have a chance to even go to a tryout. 100% of them will need a college education, and 98% won't even get a shot at anything better than that. So our goal is to give our student athletes the opportunity to excel in the classroom and therefore in their careers beyond the classroom.
What's the football graduation rate now?
I can tell you our APR, which is really, I can tell you our APR, which our multi-year APR is over 940, which is really the most indicative measure in terms of where you are. It really calculates who's on track to graduate in your program. So we're over the 940 mark for our multi-year APR rate.
Is it a sure possibility that this complex will be fully built by the time this freshman class will be through?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. Nate, if I could reemphasize one thing, I mean, we all believe the time is now for FAU. Obviously, we have a great belief in our president. He's an extraordinary leader, but you look at the collection of coaches we have here at FAU, I brag to everyone. I believe we have the best grouping of coaches this campus has ever seen, and we're ready to do what we need to do to develop student athletes and build a program that this university and this part of the country and all of our alums and students are proud of. You look at the back of the room, Reggie Bain, Jake Stoshak, we got some great young student athletes. I look at Kelly's program. I mean, the things she has done in 2 years with that program are nothing short of extraordinary. So the time is now because I believe we have the people in place. At the end of the day, the building's a building and it'll be a state-of-the-art facility. But when in this time frame that we have in FAU history, through Dr. Kelly's leadership, through the great coaches we have, through the young men and women that fill our hallways and compete in our practice fields, I mean, this is the moment for FAU to take that next huge leap. I know Howard's sitting here, and as we move out of the Oxley, I mean, the Oxley was a wonderful building for a startup program, but Howard's always reminded me we're not a startup anymore. I mean, this university made a huge commitment in the late 90s to build a football program, so they brought Howard here. That commitment was reaffirmed when this stadium was built. Well, now this is the final key to the puzzle that for 365 days of the year, we're going to offer our student athletes in this campus everything that can be offered on any campus in this country.
Do you need a new staff position for somebody to oversee this, given the mingling of academics and athletics? Would be somebody in charge of the complex?
Well, we're integrated now. Dr. Kelly has me sit on his cabinet. I mean, we have healthy dialogues every day about how we work as a team and how the university works cohesively together. So I guess we haven't talked, specifically about that, but those types of issues. I mean, since day one I've been here, every single person on this campus just wants us to be successful. I mean, we have someone visit regardless of the sport. You have Dr. Kelly, you have deans, you have student groups open up their calendar and say, you know what, they want to come visit us and talk to us and help, if we need to help you sell FAU, let us do what we need to do. So this is a unique place because rarely you'll see, and this might be more of a testament to the goodwill Howard built up through the years, but this place wants FAU athletics to be great. There's such a sense of teamwork within our organization, and when we talk about, our sports management program, although ranked 4th in the world, it's our #1 provider of interns and really employees. I mean, Dr. Reardon does a phenomenal job of developing and mentoring young professionals in the sports business, and all he does is really fortify our athletic program. So I think, what may seem foreign to some other campuses, on our campus, it's a way of life of working cohesively and being integrated.
It's going to be combined with any new and improved marketing campaign beyond students for, say, the football team, so that you're going after recruits not just with this complex, but with the prospect of playing before bigger crowds?
Well, the goal has always been to recruit an extraordinary student athlete. And recruiting is tough. I mean, no matter what campus you're on, every campus and every student athlete brings, or prospective student athlete brings their own challenges, their own needs, and all those things. But, I wouldn't say we're not going to change in terms of a marketing piece. But I think what we can change is when we do a visit, like I've told Dr. Kelly this, and I've told all of our coaches that really how we're going to be different, maybe to answer your question, is whenever we have an official visit on campus, we're going to have 21 coaches that start that visit in that academic center. Because we're going to be proud. We're proud of the academic services that we provide to our student athletes today. Like I said earlier, we have great people. We have a great, Marlon DeShose runs that area for us. His staff is extraordinary. They actually report to campus, part of the integrated model we have. But in terms of life skills, the things we're doing, job placement, internship placement, tutors, learning specialists, all those things. That may be where we change. We don't take too many people through the Oxley right now just because it doesn't compete with the marketplace. But in the next iteration of what we do with our facilities, because we're going to be so proud, and we're going to send the message that, like I said, academic achievement is a hallmark of every extraordinary athletic program, and that's going to be the message that we deliver, that if you come to FAU, you want to get a degree, you want to be the best you can be, why go anywhere else? This is a place that can deliver that for you.
Charlie, where do you see the complex having the biggest impact on?
Just in our day-to-day? Is that the question, Nate? Or, well, I'll start with the day-to-day piece. How's that? One of the biggest challenges you can ask, these two student athletes here in the back, one of the biggest challenges that Division I student athletes have is time management. The reality is they have a lot on their plate. They have a full academic load. They have, weight training, they have practice, they have all those things. And when you house all those things under one roof, you also have the opportunity to provide them with the nutrition they need to compete at this level, again, all under one roof. It changes everything for them. You also supply them with the equipment necessary, the space necessary. Our current facility really is a wonderful facility. Like the growth of Florida Atlantic, in the mid-'80s, this was a 2-year university. That's not that long ago. And this university has continued to explode. The athletic department really has mirrored that growth. And we've outgrown the Ox, really just kind of echoing what Dr. Kelly and Pat have said here. And this allows us the room to work together as sports, because there's times where it's hard to schedule weight training for all 21 sports in our current facility. We've just simply outgrown it. So that will be a huge piece of it as well. Right now, as you know, Nate and Chuck and you guys that come to practice, we practice in the mornings to avoid the afternoon thunderstorms that everyone here in South Florida, you can set your clock to it. Around 3:15, the thunderstorms come. That option would not be forced upon us, where we have to practice in the mornings. All those things that allow us to be more flexible with the combination of the Oxley and this new athletic village changes everything, not just for football, Nate, but for the entire athletic department.
So how many fields are there? Is it going to be just a one indoor practice facility, or is there going to be an indoor and outdoor practice field?
There will be outdoor practice fields. The design on the direction of the practice fields and those things are still, because that's really would be the final piece. I don't want to speak out of turn, but the design of whether it's one outdoor, two outdoor, next to the indoor, those things are still in play a little bit.
Will this have an impact at all on nature preserve?
As the plan currently has it, it has no encroachment on the nature preserve.
Okay, and then going forward, would we be able to place a limit on there when you do get a design?
Repeat that question?
If it were to encroach at all into the nature preserve, would you be able to put a limit on that later on down the line?
Well, I know there's a process on campus with the Conservation Committee, so obviously we would work directly with them if there was any encroachment.
President Kelly, I know that the students on this campus like to complain about the parking situation, and it looks like you've done a decent job of remedying that parking garage, but now it sounds like you're going to take some of the parking garage away. Is that expect backlash out of that, or is there any talk of?
There may be some because of lack of memory. When the garage was built, that a lot of that bottom floor was designated for retail space, and we would rather have something like this than retail. We'd rather retail be elsewhere on campus. It's a remote enough location that I don't think it makes sense to have retail in that same space. So we're just transitioning retail space into academic and athletic space.
So are you eliminating any parking spots when you do it, or is it currently used for parking because there's nothing there?
I will, any spot we remove, I will find them another spot somewhere. Over by the ball, and that would work. Let me tell you too. This is a beginning. This is not a one project and done. This is the beginning of what will be a very large capital effort to build this whole university out. And so we'll be redoing the master plan for the campus. We're looking at partnering with the community on more housing. We're looking at partnering on 20th Street to see if we can't do more to create a university town. We're one of the few universities in the country that doesn't really have a college town directly adjacent to the campus. So this is one big piece, an important piece, the first piece in a puzzle. But there'll be a lot more announcements like this as we move forward.
We're going to go ahead and start wrapping. We'll do 3 more questions, and then we'll wrap this part of the
I know your desire to have a successful football team and what that can do for campus, but for you specifically, why would a successful football program help? Exactly what ways would it help the overall national brand that you are trying to pursue?
Well, when you play really well and competitively on the national stage, and we can track data from people going to the tournament in the NCAA basketball tournament, so you can track people going to bowl games and watch their admissions or applications spike right after those events. And it's routine that that happens. So the academic side can benefit greatly from the success of the athletic side because there's a national stage. You have millions of people, or hundreds of thousands in the worst case scenario, that are watching a university that maybe they never had on their radar screen. And they and their parents may be making decisions about where they'd like to go to college. Beyond our natural attributes here, which are many. I mean, you would think if you can't come to get a person to come to South Florida, then particularly in certain locations this time of year, you can't understand national recruiting. But if we have a way of not only nationally recruiting, and we've also hired a company to begin international recruiting for Florida Atlantic University to greatly diversify our student body, to have more international students, more national students on the campus, that enriches campus life. It also gives us a chance, though, to do it at a very low-cost option because as our athletic programs prove successful on the national stage, more and more people are interested in coming here and being a part of it. And I think if you kind of backtrack all the data, go to Florida Gulf Coast, go to Dayton and talk about what their basketball programs did when they made the NCAA tournament. There's an immediate success rate that occurs with more admissions and more high-quality students interested in the university.
Two more questions. We'd also like to invite you to come up. We're going to be doing formal remarks at a reception. It starts at 4 o'clock. Right? And so if you'd like to come up and also film those or write those down, feel free to come on up. They'll start at 4 o'clock.
In the Acura Club? In the Delray Acura Club?
In the Delray Acura Club. Okay. In the Delray Acura Club. And if any of you need one-on-ones, now's the time we can also set that up.
And let me thank all of you for coming and being a part of this big day for the university. It's one of those great days in the institution's history. We're about 50 years old, and today is a day we redefine the university of the future. Thank you very much for being here.